Beautiful greetings all over the world, beautiful souls, friends. Again, blessed solstice wherever you are, northern, southern hemisphere. We are all together in this shift. Today I'm being guided and being called to come online with another consciousness stream, all regarding communication. Because as we are shifting, our consciousness is of course expanding, and this is affecting and actually touching upon every single part of our existence. How we been, how we act, how we felt, how we thought, how we were thinking, how we were sharing, all of it. And in this stream, I would like to shed light upon the really huge necessity to start to engage in a complete new way regarding communication. Because everyone on this beautiful planet wishes to be understood. That's the basics. But how to find this common ground? This is where actually higher consciousness will help us, will support us in this beautiful expansion, in this beautiful shift, in this beautiful learning how to become more and more understandable for each other. And that's exactly why I actually want to share this today with you, because to be understood means to be as well ready to be understood. And to be ready means as well to not just come into the field of someone else and trying to really bring through your own truth in any kind of way and matter, but really to firstly feel into the field with who are you engaging. What if this person on this other side of you, to whom you want to share your truth, is coming from a completely different background? So this means this person maybe never had an opportunity to be open, to be understood, and that's why they're actually not even having the skills of, I will call it now, sensitivity, the skills of empathy towards another, coming from another space, from another reality, from another experience, life experience, right? And so many are often then really hurt emotional, that they're just not understood. And here comes as well then this inner healing, because we all, through the experience, as we've been not understood, then build different kind of barriers and getting into the space of someone else and just want really in a hard, harsh way to get your point across. But that's not communication. That's still an energetic fight. And when can we then learn to engage with each other, that we can understand each other, even if this person is coming from a completely other background, where he might be, she might be pretty deeply hurt and never got a voice. And that's why when you maybe express your truth, how many of you experience that suddenly maybe this person shut down, get off, or even get into a fight? And that's the point, beautiful ones. That's why I came online, because it has to do as well with our awakening, with our consciousness, to completely meet each other in a new way. And we can't meet each other by already being armed and being ready to push through your truth. That's not communication of the new earth, of higher consciousness. But it is to firstly feel into another. And even if you were never used to feel and you had to be harsh to survive, to be hurt with your word. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. If you had parents like that, if you had bad treatments in relationship and you never could bring across yours because you were instantly shut down in fights, in maybe the person ghosted you, right? All is possible in that way. So how to find that beautiful skills of communication? Again, even if the person on the other side is not used on sensitivity, how to enter each other's space, then please just be the guidant light. If you have a little bit more empathy than maybe this other person, but not because the other person is now against you, is now a bad person, is now not a person who has a beating heart where there is source spark living inside. Not at all. But maybe just never really been shown those skills, how to engage with another in a much more deeper, equal way. That's what we are all learning now, all of us. And now you can choose once again. When you feel triggered, remember it's not actually that person, it's just the person is reminding you how you lived till now, the way of communication. That maybe you've been overpowered, you've been pushed into the corner and you didn't have any kind of voice to be able to express your truth. So try to, in that moment, maybe as well, step back for a moment and just feel, okay, it's actually not that person which is attacking me by not honoring my language, my skill set, which is maybe more softer than theirs, or maybe more loving, or maybe more compassionate, or maybe more harmonious than they had the experience, so they're not skilled in that. That try then firstly to really get back to you. And even if you take a few moments, or you say on the phone or eye to eye, I just need a few moments, and get back into your heart and recognize it's a wound which has nothing to do with the person, but we are all now still, and we still will, in a healing process, that anything and everything which was holding us apart from oneness, from unity, from merging together, from understanding each other, we are all bringing that up now to the surface to be healed. So if we have these situations, that there is still a stubborn person in your family, in partnership, whatever it is, wherever you are, understand it will be there till this trigger will start really to get so up to the surface, and you heal it. And you heal it like that, that you just know in that time of experience when all this happened in your past, each side, both sides, you and the other person, you were not skilled. You didn't have the emotional maturity, the spiritual maturity. And that's why everyone was almost fighting to survive, to bring across their point. Sometimes hard, sometimes with closing down and running away. And this we can see beautifully with our children. So understand then from where this wound is coming. Very often from early age. Because then we actually act like children who are then hurt and just want to run away because they think that the person on the other side told them something intensely, that they again did something wrong. But all what the other person want to actually tell you is just to bring across their point. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more in a strong, mature way, or maybe with healthy boundaries, that it wasn't okay how you act with me, for example. And that's the point. It won't get further in our beautifully awakening process if we're still gonna act from these childhood wounds. That's why I had to come online, because we can't really escape our own woundings. And sometimes it will be for another topic, and now it's maybe the topic, like I'm saying, regarding about communication, because we all want to step into a deeper relationship together as friends, as family, as partners, as even work partners. But we need to understand the language firstly of the other person. When we see it, when we recognize it, then we're gonna also understand, okay, they're coming from a complete different background, like I'm coming, maybe with less compassion, maybe less understanding from their family and so on. And okay, so I'm then here a little bit more mature in that. So I am now the one called in the situation to be the one who helps the other one to recognize. Because if I'm falling now as well in the same wound trap, like, oh my God, why this person treats me so disrespectful without any empathy, then we can't find any common ground. We can't go into oneness consciousness at all. So it is as well the challenge for our ego then, the one who is maybe a little bit more aware or awoke or empathic than the other one, to actually then take the lead, but not the lead to really tell the person, you can't do that, because then the other person who is hurt, who wasn't seen, will run away because they're gonna feel attacked by you. So we need to find really new ways of helping each other to understand each other with the communication from our heart space, from the love, because only love will then as well support even the ego to not feel threatened that now why should you give up in that communication fight, who is right. So even if you see that the other person is struggling around, and we could even say now, yes, you know that they're not right in that situation, find a new language, because this is as well our mastery in the process of awakening, because we are not here to hurt each other, to push each other away, to feel abandoned, to feel misunderstood and all of that, but we are here to help each other to recognize each other. So you recognize yourself in the other then. Because if you can only hold the space at that moment, the person will in a most organic way, and don't expect now how fast, that's still on the person growth itself, how fast he will evolve, but it will start in a most organic way to open their heart and see, oh my God, I might be here truly a little bit too harsh with my words. Okay, but I wasn't used a healthy environment or healthy boundaries, because I always had very toxic persons around me, or even in the family, nobody cherished nobody, nobody respected nobody. So we need to firstly understand, before we jump into enormous conclusions again, that this person is so terrible, evil, egoistic and all sorts of stuff. We have to understand this person is not by chance on our path right now. So there is a part of me inside. And even if it is for the teaching, for the learning, that this person is now playing the role that I can learn so much more regarding heart communication, and as well about compassion to each other, about maturing emotionally, spiritual, and learn to see, okay, they have a background. They're not just terrible people which I meet on my path and I'm instantly judge them and say, oh my God, I don't want to deal with this very stubborn person. Why is he stubborn? Why do I see that this person is stubborn? Why does it trigger me that this person is stubborn? That's all learning regarding healthy, higher consciousness communication. Only like that we're gonna come into this beautiful merging and having then space. Each of us will have space that they can be who they are, but slowly and gently unfold, because beyond the walls of the stubbornness, beyond the walls of the ego, we all gonna meet love. We all gonna meet light. This isn't a fantasy, that's reality. But all the circumstances, all the experiences made us like that, and that's why we all actually forgot how to meet each other equally, how to engage with each other equally, and recognize the other as well as a beautiful divine being. It's very hard when someone is screaming around and being terrible, okay, or having no skills of being actually compassionate or nice, or in a way just open to listen, and not instantly because I tell him something he close down, ghost me and run or fight back. So I know there is a way, and this way is through our heart. And again, if the other one is struggling a little bit more than you, remember in that moment you are more the awoken one. So you take the lead, not by fighting back, not by feeling that you lost the fight because you took the lead to be maybe a little bit more kind and not hit back with the same weapon, yeah? But that you truly as well choose in that moment, okay, if I'm now the grown up and here in front of me is this screaming, screaming child, if you want to say so, will the adult just take him, grab him and shake him and be actually like we shouldn't be as parents to children? Or can we actually get to the child, give him that moment if he needs it with the tantrum, but just hold the space? Because then, you know what's gonna happen? The child gonna slowly start to trust the adult. And here it begins. When we start to trust each other instead of judge each other, we're gonna be more easy with opening each other towards each other. And this will then actually create that suddenly we're gonna start to see each other. Oh my God, I see you're full of scars. I see your pain. I see that you never experienced to be heard, to be seen, to be recognized, to be respected. And that's how we all gonna learn so much more, to really start to communicate and meet each other in a new way, without that any side needs to fear for their presence, for their truth, and run, shut down or fight back. That's as well where we are now. So it's all about firstly recognize wherever you're still triggered, because again, you don't meet those persons in such a way on your path for nothing. They are showing you either you still have the trigger that some authority above you or some strong father figure or mother was not quite nice to you as a child. So this person is helping you to recognize this trigger. Because what you could do is, instead recognizing and healing it, you would just start continuously pushing this person away because you want to win against this authority, even when you're already an adult. And we are then looping. We all get exhausted. We are not learning, and we're just trying to get our truth across. And then, of course, it can end in a fight, or in that we don't want to meet this person ever again in our life. But if this person is a part of me, maybe even of my soul family, because the soul family will exactly play those roles which nobody else want to play because they're nasty, and they're gonna play it for us that we can grow. So thank already every person you meet on your pathway, but then as well recognize, okay, am I triggered? Why this person is running? Why can't we talk? Why is he so harsh with his words and I'm more soft with my words? Can we find the middle way? Where should we start? And again, firstly, tune into it, be gentle, and see, okay, am I maybe here a little bit more mature in my emotional integrity, in my emotional maturity, basically, because then I need to support both of us, take the guidance, take the lead. Or is it that this person basically just came to train me what it means that I can start, instead to hit with all my weapons of my ego and talk like that back, who is stronger, who knows more, who has for sure the only truth and nobody else from these two persons. But that you're really starting to go into your heart. That's our ascension path, that's our awakening. It will hit every single part of our life. Communication, relationships, how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, how I'm acting, how I'm choosing. Everything, beautiful souls, is now under construction, because the higher consciousness is already embracing the whole world. But through the embrace, you're gonna clearly see where it needs your attention, your work, your inner work, your healing. And you can't blame anymore anyone, because now we are maturing, and now it means taking responsibility that basically only I can fix myself, and I can't wait that the other person knows exactly how I want to be spoken back, that the other person knows that I want now gentleness and not a rough answer or a ghosting and so on. So start firstly to look where are your wounds, and then work from there, because the person won't disappear as long we didn't learn those lessons, okay? And when we do, then we're gonna as well find the way to start to communicate with each other from heart to heart, from soul to soul. And then it will be time that we recognize divinity in everyone, not only because this person looks now, I don't know, like an angel, or because he is a spiritual master with a name, and maybe this guy on the street is just a street guy. Everyone is in the same collective field, and we really need to work on this judgment, because it will then really transmute and open the path to trust each other. Like I said, the child to an adult, that we don't need to fear that we're not seen, heard, and that we need to fight back, but that we can just meet as these beautiful, compassionate hearts, these awoken hearts, these mature, emotional, sovereign beings. This means when we work on our emotional maturity, yes, that we're maturing through new ways of actions, which are then nourishing our emotional body in a complete new way. So just observe yourself with your communication, and if it gets too intense, just, take your time for a moment, even if you just turn around to not focus on the person in which you're just maybe struggling, because then you're again falling into the same projection, falling into the same victim, because he's the harsh one, I'm just the gentle one, and that's the problem. Just turn around, go for a walk, go in the toilet, whatever you need to do in that moment, and then get back to your heart. And basically you can even call upon your higher guidance, your higher self, which is tapped into higher consciousness, and it will help you to find the right way, the right words, and just observe. And nothing is overnight. So cultivate it every day a little bit more. And even if you just talk in the mirror with yourself when something rises up because someone triggered you through the phone or through an email or whatever, through news, and then just look, because it's a particular frequency which is embedded in you because it's in the collective field. Let's call it now anger, frustration, and you can transmute it. It's almost, you could say, like an entity, right? The frequency. It's not divine aligned frequency with your own self, with your own truth. And when you see that, let's say in the mirror, and it's getting red and out of your ears is all this smoke because you're so frustrated with whatever happened, then just look at it like you would look at your child, which is now having a tantrum, and just hold the space with pure empathy, with pure love, with peace, and feel how this is instantly starting to not just calm it down, but transmuting it. And suddenly more and more these parts of you, which you're then meeting in the others too, will start to completely change, because you will then learn and understand that you crossed as well that lesson, and you don't need to repeat it constantly, because now you have new skills. It's all about consciousness skills in communication, in thinking, in feeling, in choosing. So I truly hope that this helped you to bring just a remembrance for those situations, because we all are having them, and more are to be experienced, because people will start to really bring out all what is not really their truth. And this means fear, anger, patterns from childhood, all is coming to a surface, all of it. And of course we can now be in shock, or we can now, as the more awoken ones, hold the space. Don't fall into the trap by judgment, because being in shock means being in a judgment. But that you instantly remind yourself, okay, they're just purging which is not their essential divinity, their essential truth. And of course it needs to get out somewhere, right? We can't carry this into a new earth consciousness experience. And try really to also be gentle with yourself, that you don't need to fall into a feeling of unfairness, that why those others are like that with you, and why you need to be always the grown up, because you signed up for that, because you're amazing, massive soul helping right now on this planet for that shift, that humanity can get all together again into that oneness, into harmony. We lived like that before. Lemuria, Golden Age Atlantis, we lived like that before. Means what we experienced before, we achieved before. Now is nothing else, a not different era. We all can achieve it again. So remember yourself that you're massive, glowing, beautiful soul, and you have within your heart the skill set how to start to engage with others, because you gonna then basically be showing the others the way how it can go, how it is possible. Someone needs to start, and in that case this would be you. So sending all my love from this beautiful sunny day for this solstice, powerful time we're in. And again, beautiful souls, we are in oneness already. So just put off those last veils which you think that is in between you and those you care, or you think that they are not getting the point which you know already. So just be that beautiful light shower and just glow this glorious love. That's the new communication. That will merge all people once again together globally. And I don't even need to be sure of it, because I just know it is like that. So enjoy a beautiful time, beautiful holidays, Christmas, because it's only oneness and love entering in these times when they say it's times of the days are becoming shorter, the nights longer, but actually in the darkness light is born. So we need actually the dark, that we see more new light birth. Otherwise you can't see if it's only light, right? Okay, much love to all of you. Thank you for being here and being this courageous light guidance for so many others. Bye for now.